Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk. And in today's episode, we're going to be doing more like an interview session with the founder of Transformation. Alright guys, so we have Divine Oja here, the founder of Transformation Hub. Welcome Divine Oja, we are so happy to have you today.
I am super excited to be here, so thank you.
Yeah, so are you ready? We're asking some couple of questions and if you guys to pay keen attention. Alright, so I have been wondering before I start asking any question, what is really transformation? Like what is transformation?
Wow. Okay, simply to just summarize everything, and just to be very brief, Transformation Hub is a place where ashes meets beauty. Yeah, that's just the summary of everything. It's broad.
Okay, so I think we need to just go with that because the last time we invited her here to talk about purpose, we just wanted a 20 minutes, 30 minutes session with her, and we ended up having 1 hour plus. In fact, I had to trim that video, and you know what, the whole video was so packed. Oh my god, it was so value packed that I did not know where to cut it in. I hope you're ready. Alright, so she said Transformation Hub is a place where ashes meets beauty. That is beautiful. Okay, so just stay with me as we dive into the interview questions. Alright, so what inspired you to start Transformation Hub?
Okay, so Transformation Hub was never supposed to be. It was actually supposed to be Avalon. Yes, it was actually supposed to be Avalon. So what happened was that, if you can remember, the last time I was here, I told you all about how I didn't want a normal life, and apart from that, it got to that point where I didn't also want to see people live a normal life. So there was this, I should not be the only one who is enjoying this thing. Let me bring other people into it. Let us do a campaign. You know this kind of protest now. Say no to normal life. So it was like that, but I didn't really know how I was going to go about it or how I was going to do it. So I was talking to the people in my space, people who would reach out to me and say, oh, I'm having issues with this, oh, I need your counsel on this. So I was using that opportunity to just, bring them into what I believe and just show them my ideology and all. So, and you know that period when everybody, there was one, I don't know, but there was a wave one time that everybody wanted to know purpose. Everybody wanted to know what he came to the world to do, and we were praying and crying, ah God, you will show me my way. So,
By fire, by force.
so that period, you go to a meeting and then the minister asks you what about you don't know, God, you will feel as if you are an outcast. The way it was at that point, everybody wanted to discover something. So one day there's this minister, then she came and she said everybody has a name in the street. Ha!
Another confusion.
It confused my confusion. I'm not even discovering what I'm supposed to do, and you're not telling me that everybody in the street has a name. I said, God, what is my name? What is my name?
It's not Divine Oja.
I started praying to God, and so then one of these days I was walking, and then I had somebody called me Avalon. And I turned back.
Was it like a physical?
It was physical. You know the way you're walking on the road and you hear your name. You know our mothers will tell you that it's the witches in your village that call you. You answer. You answer. But this time around it was not my name. Somebody was calling Avalon, and there was just this thing in my heart. I knew it's me they are calling. It's not my name. I've not even had the name before, funny enough. And so I turned back. There was nobody at my back. There was nobody anywhere. I had the name. and then I just kept it off. It happened around April 2022 thereabout, and so I just brushed it, and then I had a dream again that night, and in the dream I was called Avalon. And so I started looking for the name in scriptures. I didn't see the name. I think what I saw was Ajalon, and I knew that was not what I heard. And so I now called my friend. Then we are not all that close, but we were friends. But we usually talk to each other when maybe I have a dream that I don't understand, because she was far deeper than I am. And funny enough, that person is sitting right next to me right now.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, you know,
God.
so she has always been a mysterious person. So I knew definitely that since this name was a mystery to me, she was definitely going to decode the mystery. I reached out to her, we sat down together. We were not finding it in scriptures, and then we went to online, and then we went to check, trusting God for his wisdom. And then we now discovered that the name Avalon literally meant an Isle of Apples. And you know how the apples are, how that they depict wisdom, they depict knowledge. And so we just knew that this was something God wanted me to do. We just knew, and she just ended up with, let's just continue praying about it and see how it goes and what God will say. And then that was how it continued. 2022, nothing happened. In 2023, around December, I now joined this writing competition. Then it's Middle Elite City, and I was thinking it was going to be a normal thing. A friend of mine just recommended it, and thinking it was going to be a normal thing, I registered immediately. It was after I had registered, I now went to the group to see what the group was about. Yeah, again. I said, Divine, you have shot yourself in the leg. Because, you know, I was thinking it was going to be more like universal topics or Christian topics that we just write about God. We know Bible now.
Yes,
we know Bible, but this time around, it was completely different. And these people in the group were not Christians. We had Christians in the group, we had Christians, we had Muslims, we had Buddhists. We had witches, we had wizards, we had stargazers, this guy Yosef, Morning Star. If I see the guy's post, I used to be scared. These were the kind of people in the group, and I'm like, God, how do I, if you even see the topics, when I was copying the topics on my notebook, I was like, Jesus, I am entered. The only thing I could even think about something to write about as of then was Spend the Future. That was what they won. And that was when the question now came to my heart. Like, I just had the question, Divine, apart from the church, where else can you stand and speak? It was like, hey, it's true. Apart from Bible, I can't teach anything. And it now made me started a quest for knowledge and other things. I didn't even know what was going to happen. As of then, it was after I had finished. I had to start watching movies. I had to start watching biographies. There were a lot of things that challenge pushed me to do in that period. I even had to look at a study on AI and science, because there was a topic where we had to talk about that also. It was in that process, after I was done with that challenge, I think December 22 or 23 thereabout, then that same voice that asked me the question I received that day now told me, you are now ready for transformation. Because before then, I was thinking, I said, even if I am to start something, when I say Avalon, a lot of people will not be able to relate to the name Avalon, because even me myself, I didn't know that it was a name or it meant something. And so see, Avalon is a place of is an Isle of Apples. And we also went further to discover that in the Arthurian legend about the author and stuff, that Avalon was a place where kings were taken to when they were in their dying state. They will be taken to that place so that with the hope that they will be regenerated, that they will reincarnate. And there was this belief that whenever the kings reincarnated, they did not come back the same way that they took them there. And so we're now like, okay, all these things, we put them together. It's talking about transformation.
Yeah.
It's talking about how somebody can become ashes. You are going there as ashes, and then you are coming out as something beautiful. Ashes to beauty. And then we also we now got a believers, oh Jesus, the Lord must confirm it with his word. And yes, he did. Isaiah chapter 61 verse 3, when the Lord said, and I will give you beauty for ashes. So I said, yes, this was it. So after that challenge, God said, you're not ready for transformation home. And so it was there. Or
this is actually beautiful. In your last time we had you here, you said something very striking. You said finding purpose is not a one-day thing, and it's not something that you can just go to God and be like, Lord, I want to find my purpose, and then God will just show you it, and that is the only purpose that you come to help you know. That the more you obey, this Bible scripture that said, he who is faithful in little, faithful in more. So the more you are obedient to that one and you're faithful to that one, the more God begins to open your eyes.
It becomes more elaborate.
Yes, and then you get to find out that you're not just called to do just one thing. It started with just Avalon, and then you kept on asking questions, and then you got to understand that it's not just Avalon. I was about to say spooky things. I believe there is how we can ask God to give us understanding. If we're trying to explain things to unbelievers, you cannot just go with the way it is so conk and so broad, and you want them to understand. I think this is one of the things that make people really think that the Christianity is boring or being born again is boring, because these people just came into Christ, they don't know anything. I started to them about spirits, about angels, and then you just start, like the lady that said everybody has a name in the spirit. And already you have questions. And so this is a call to believers. Our God is a good God, So if he reveals something to you, and I think you should ask him for more clarity, and you should also ask him to help you to so it will be easy for you to say it to someone else. Because imagine the whole visions we have today that people have, if they were not able to narrate it to someone else, how would they get people to follow them? Do you get? So God needs to help you. You need to search, you need to make research so you would know how to communicate it to people. There's this book, everybody talk, but a few people communicate. It's a book. So I think we should know how to communicate to people so that they will understand what we are saying.
People only serve a clear vision.
Yes, they only serve. Thank you for that. People will only serve a clear vision. Thank you for that. Okay, so as we heard, that was how Transformation Hub started. Beauty for ashes. Thank you very much, ma'am. And what motivated you to pursue this vision transformation?
Okay, I started off by mentioning something about that. I said I wanted to bring more people.
Wow, yeah, that's true.
Let's say no to normal life. Now, but apart from that, I've had a very rough teenage age, or how do I put that now? So then seeing all those things, then coming up and stuff. So I wanted to make sure that more people will begin to see the way I was seeing life, and then make sure that those young people too that were younger than I was, because I was then I think I was still, how old was I then? I was no longer a teenager, please. Don't look at me like that. I was already 20.
She loves respect.
So at least the ones, they are still my younger brothers and sisters now.
Yeah.
So that they will have a better start. They will start off better than I did. And so that was number one motivation for me.
Okay.
And so now what now pressed me now to move forward was that, you see, as small as you are right now, you have your audience. And you have the people that it is only you that can reach out to them.
Very true.
Our fathers are doing a lot of things. They are reaching out to millions of people. But there's still that 500 people. There's still that 200 people, that 50 people somewhere in the world, that it is only you that can reach them. It is you that God ordained to reach them. And if you don't rise up to responsibility, they will not be reached. they will remain where they are in desolation and in the ashes of their life. So until you rise. And so even after God had made all these things clear, from December 22nd, 2023, I didn't take any action. January, February, March, April, May, I was just I didn't take any action. But I was just thinking, I said, God, if I now break them, what will I be telling them? Is it my life story? If I now finish telling them my life story, now I tell them bye, it's okay, I finish. You know, like there should be something for continuity or something.
Yeah.
It should not just end like that. So I didn't start to. I said, God, you tell me everything, give me curriculum. Let me know that this indeed is a school, something that should continue. And so I now came. It was not as if they now blew my trumpet in the spirit. Somebody would just chat me. I know that you're the one that can help me. I say, Jesus, it's only Jesus that can help us.
After you found your name in the spirit.
After I found my name in the spirit. I have this problem, I have this, I have that. And funny enough, all those things they were coming to say were things I could relate with, because they've happened to me, and I was sharing how God helped me. And they'll be like, wow, it worked like magic, I'm fine, thank you so much, God bless you. I said, hey, Jesus Christ. I said, maybe it's a coincidence. Not until the second one happened, the third one happened. What's going on? It continued to happen like that. And then it was not only that everything that I needed to start this, God had already given it to me. It was all on the inside. And then there was this day that a lady met me in school. I was going down that I went to fetch her, I was coming down. And then she stopped me and said, sorry, excuse me, are you Divine? I said, yes. She said, oh my God, have you following your Facebook? Have you following you everywhere? Ma, I want to be like you. I want to be your doctor, your mentee, anything that you want to call it, ma. But ma, I just want to be around you. I said, hey, Jesus. I was just shining my teeth, but inside me, I was asking a whole lot of questions. She was not admitting to start information because immediately she spoke, I said, wow. I just created a group immediately I went to my room. That was in June. It was actually June 9th. Yes, June 9th, 2024. I created the group, I added her. And then I added the 3 other people that I had helped before. I said, okay, since it's like this, I'm helping this one now. Those other 3 people, I've helped them before. Why not I just continue to follow up for the 3 and then continue with this one? And that was how it started. It started with 4 people, grew to 6, and glory to God.
Wow.
Yes, growing every day.
So can you share a bit about the journey of Transformation Hub? What have been some of the highlights and challenges?
Okay, the journey has been a beautiful one, and it has challenged me a lot. Yes, because it brought me to that point where I now discover that as a mentor, as a coach, whatever, as long as God has placed you over people to, even if you are leading 5 people, even if it's just 5 people you are leading, your experience is not enough. If you want to use your experience to teach a people, you will run out of what to teach. You have to continue building. You have to continue growing. Because when I started Transformation Hub, it was all fine. We were doing well. I started teaching them values, purpose, identity. It was going on fine. After 3 months, I hibernated because I had literally exhausted myself, exhausted everything that I knew. I didn't know what to do again. So we now turned the group to prayer group. But it's not God exhausted me because I didn't know how to tell these girls that, oh yeah, start going. We have finished the course. I didn't know what to tell them. So I just said, let's just be praying. We are praying, and then I would say, do you have any question? Then we answer questions. But what they didn't know was that I was going through a point in my life where I didn't know what to do anymore. I didn't know the next step. Until I contacted someone who had been mentoring people for a very long time, and that's Pastor Lisa. I said, ma, see what's going on. And she said, you need to continue to grow in knowledge. That was what Apostle Paul told, I think, was it the church at Colossae? He told them in Colossians chapter 2, he said that you will grow and get your, I'm paraphrasing now, and that your roots will go deep down into the knowledge of God. So it's not just enough to know God, It's not just enough to know how what identity is. It's not just enough to know what purpose is. It's not just enough to know how to boost people's self-esteem. You need to go deep down. Your roots need to go deep down in knowledge so that you can bear more fruit. And so that's what I started doing. I started reading books. Before I take anything on purpose, I make sure that I've read a book on it again. So that now when I'm trying to talk about my experience, I'm not just talking from a standpoint of my experience, but standing on a plane of knowledge because I have read. Now, I wanted to, just recently, I wanted to start teaching them about boundaries. I had to start reading a book on boundaries. I've been keeping boundaries, oh yes, I have principles that guide my life, yes, but I need also to go for knowledge, and so it helps, and so it has helped me. And like when I did my first curriculum for a year, and I was so proud of it. You know how we see the little things we do and then we praise ourselves. I was because this was me that did something for 3 months and I was confused. I started the curriculum and we've been working with the curriculum. We have finished half of the year now. Please clap for me wherever you are watching this. Exactly. So that's been the challenge was just in the first place, the knowledge gap, and God has been helping. I'm trying to work on that as well.
That's beautiful. Every step, every story is inspiring. Alright, so next question. How has your vision to Transformation Hub evolved over time? And what change have you made to adapt to the needs of your audience?
Okay. Alright, so the vision. Now, when we initially started, we were doing Bible studies on Mondays. Wednesdays, then we do Wednesdays we take a general talk on maybe purpose. But when we started initially, that was also to just do that. And then on Thursdays we were almost every day the week we were meeting. You know the person that first take wine first, then he first gets drunk. You'll be acting as if he has been drunk for years before the other people came. That was what I was doing. Almost every day of the week, we had time. We were discussing. So, but along the line, as we get older, responsibilities add up. So we had to streamline some of those activities. I had to call myself to and tell myself that these people are students and they have a lot of things to deal with. And this platform is supposed to bring balance and not help people scatter. It has to help them build focus. They're in school, they need to read. They need to read for their exams. Me, I've graduated and I've passed. I shall allow people's students to graduate and pass. So I had to look at all these things too. There are many times we had to restructure the timing to fit into everybody's time. When they are back from lectures, they've eaten and then they are relaxed in their rooms and other times for activities. So over the months, we had to just put a whole lot of things together to fit in. And there was a time that God had to call me to order because what I was doing was not Bible study prayer. God had to remind me that this was not the reason why. You get, because Transformation Hub is a mental ministry. It's a ministry to the mind, that is to minister to the minds of men. And what is the mind? The seat of your personality, your intellect. And you know what the God's scripture says? A man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You know that a quality mind equals a quality life. And so God was like, this is what I've called you to do. This prayer Bible study, leave it for their pastor in church on Sunday. So you see, so I had to, every month, as if there was a new, me and God would just do appraisal, and then we are looking for ways that we can. And I had to also listen to them, because sometimes they will not tell you that this is the problem I'm going. So there was one period I noticed that the girls were getting distracted. They're getting distracted. You give them responsibility and they are distracted all of a sudden. I called for a meeting. All of you start telling me what is the name of the boy. Because I knew that it is man problem. It is nothing but man problem. I knew. And true, they started confessing. Mama, I've not said yes, but there's this boy. I just knew it. You get. And so it now made me to know that I'm not supposed to be all strict and very serious. Identity, purpose. How about now? So I had to calm down. Even my WhatsApp status had to change. Because I don't know, for people that have me on WhatsApp that we are close contacts, we discover that sometimes I just come on and do something random on relationship, do something random on normal life. Now, do something random, not because of me per se, but because I know the people following me are seeing these things, just to give them a relief that they are not alone in this fight. And they are not the only one going through this. We are many. And God has been helping us, and if God has been helping us and has helped us to this level, He will also help them. So over time like that, as we continue to notice their needs and see how they grow, the whole thing has been evolving with the same purpose, but it has been evolving.